KMAC Championship starts tonight, and two of the preseason contenders, East Knox and Centerburg, square off here in Week 4. It's the Bulldogs and Centerburg coming up next. I'm Brian Harter with the OH Report. We have our pregame show coming up next.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Mazza's restaurant in Mount Vernon offers Italian classics perfected for generations, featuring house specialties enjoyed since the family opened its doors in 1939, along with all new flavors and convenient features, like our Neapolitan-style pizzas and easy online ordering for both pickup and delivery. Visit Mazzas.com for weekly specials and make Mazza's your choice for a dining experience over 70 years in the making.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together, or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
An icon is returning to the heart of Apple Valley. The Pub, Kitchen, and Tap is back, and we do game day differently, offering a brand new patio, all new bar with a wide variety on tap, and plenty of big screen TVs to ensure you never miss the big play. Our menu has a diverse selection of both food and drink, so there will always be plenty for the whole family to enjoy. Whether you want to catch the big game or just enjoy a night out with the family, the Pub, Kitchen, and Tap has something for everyone.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to week number 4 of the 2022. I'll get that out. High school football season from Centerburg as the Trojans host the East Knox Bulldogs. I am Brian Harter along with Bruce Weirich, and welcome to the Webb's Marathon and Automotive pregame show. And tonight we've got a battle of contenders in the KMAC. Centerburg at 2-1, East Knox at 1-2. The preseason, so to speak, is out of the way. Now the games get more and more important.
It does. You know, you take a look at the first 3 games that Centerburg had. You know, they lost their first game, and then they've started building it, getting it back together. They've won their last 2. You take a look at East Knox. They won their first game. And then they run into a buzzsaw. They play Crestview, who's 3-0. Then they turn around and played another team that was 3-0. So they've had their hands full these 2 games. And, you know, it's just great being down here in Centerburg. This is your classic high school Friday night football field. I love it here because there's no track around the field. So we're sitting right up on top of the game field. We got the bands out there. If you look across the way, there's a soybean field there. This is small-time football on a Friday night.
Now, and I also love this field. This field has what I would call character. When you look into the one corner of the end zone, it actually slopes up into a little bit of a hill.
Yeah, that's the characteristic of this field, and every field has something to it. And I love the fact that when you look at the south end zone, the one end goes up on the corner there, and so if you're running a route to the deep post or deep corner route, you're going to be running uphill the last 5 yards.
Now,
but it's a great facility.
And as you can see, the press box faces the west, so we're going to have the sun in our face for probably the first quarter and a half, and then as the evening goes along, the vision for us anyway will get a lot more easy to cope with here during this football matchup. And you see the uniforms being worn by Centerburg. It is Military Appreciation Night down here in Trojan country. Had a very nice ceremony before the ball game honoring all of the parents, coaches, and players who have relatives who are in the military and first responders. So our hats off to all of those who served our country. We thank you for your sacrifice and everything that you have done so that we can enjoy Friday nights like this.
Yeah, it's kind of neat seeing the military come in. They set up their own tunnel. They have gifts they pass out to everybody. They brought a Humvee in. The players are given brand new uniforms. And, you know, you're playing at Centerburg. You're playing on your field. You're on a roll. You got 2 games in a row under your belt that you've won. It's going to be a good night for Centerburg, I think.
Now for East Knox, as you said, they are 1-2 coming into tonight's action. They started the season with a 26-13 win over Northridge. Since then, they've lost to Crestview and Colonel Crawford, 2 of the better teams. They're both playoff teams. So Andy Beatty feels that the game should slow down at least a little bit here in week 4. And that's not taking anything away from Centerburg, but the quality of opponents in week 2 and week 3 really should get them ready for the KMAC schedule.
Yeah, one of the things East Knox, you got a new coach. He's bringing in he's probably building on the same system they've had in the past. You know, it's a winning tradition, but he's going to tweak it to fit his personality, and it's going to take the players a little bit of time to catch up to it. And you've got 3 games under your belt. It's showtime.
Now the keys for East Knox for tonight, coming down to a place like Centerburg to play. For them to emerge victorious, one thing they have got to do, and this is a factor for tonight's game, they need Cole DeLauder to not only play well, but to be able to play. He sprained his ankle last week. He was a little gimpy before the game, and we're going to see if he even starts. But for them to have success tonight, they have to be able to get production from him if he is even able to play.
Yeah, and one of the things you want to do, it's still a long season, and you don't want him re-injuring that ankle and having to sit out another game. So I look for him either not to play or to get in a 1 or 2 series and then be pulled, because an ankle injury, you have to rest it, heal it, and get it going.
East Knox won the opening coin toss. They deferred, so they're going to kick off to start things off here in week 4. Will Jensen, the junior, will get the kicking chores. The keys for Centerburg, they need to have their defense really set the tone, and their defense really starts with the hot guy up front.
Yeah, I mean, your defensive line's got to be great. You got to shut down the run game of East Knox, force them into the air, and then make things happen from there.
Tanner Hott is the big linebacker that they have, a 6'2", 6-foot senior, and he really sets the tone, and he can really cause a lot of problems in that East Knox backfield, and that's what they hope to do to set the stage here in week 4. It's a squib kick, and the return coming up from the 15-yard line. Coming up the near side, that's Kalen Lemaster. Lemaster across the 40, down to the 35, so Centerburg right out of the gate getting a very good kickoff return. Let's take a look at the replay here, and a nice lane to the near side for Lemaster.
Looks like Centerburg set up a wall. He found the alley. He popped into it. He gets to the end. A little bit of a cutback. He might have went all the way on that play, but outstanding opening kickoff.
So 1st and 10 for Centerburg inside the 40-yard line at the 38. Tyler Johnson, the senior, runs the show. He does everything for this football team. Lemaster goes in motion to the far side. They'll stay on the ground inside the 35 down to the 33. The offensive starters for Centerburg, and it all starts with Tyler Johnson. He averages 280 yards of total offense per game, has scored 6 touchdowns through the air. He rushed for 200 yards in their win last week over Grandview Heights.
Senior leadership, and there he goes.
Inside the 30, down to about the 28-yard line, so close to a first down. The defensive starters for East Knox, and they're really led by Blake Elliott, the sophomore linebacker, leads them with 22 tackles. Carson Steinmetz in the secondary with 15.5 tackles. He's got an interception and 2 forced fumbles.
And right now, your quarterback for Centerburg just going to take over the game. He's going to put the game on his shoulders.
That's LeMaster, breaks a tackle inside the 25, down to about the 23. Morton comes up to make the stop for East Knox. First possession of the ball game, and Centerburg, after a very nice kickoff return by Kalen LeMaster, they're in great territory. 2nd and 7 at the 23-yard line of East Knox. Johnson's going to keep it, and he is wrapped up by Luke Hornsby.
Johnson on the key for tackle by.
I like the leadership he shows out there, Brian. You know, he's a type of young man that takes over a game. He's like a coach on the field. He's lining people up, moving them right, left, making sure everybody's on the same page. He is your classic senior quarterback leading this team.
I asked Andrew Colella if there's anything that Tyler Johnson can't do. He said Johnson wanted to play on the defensive line, and he said he would if he let him. Throws it into the end zone, and is it going to be a touchdown? There's no signal yet.
Touchdown.
Yes, a touchdown for the Trojans.
And that's that senior leadership we were talking about. And he ran to the up corner. Isn't that amazing? See if we can pick up the number on that receiver.
Well, the one thing about these camouflage uniforms, they are almost impossible to read. The extra point is up and good. And Centerburg with a 7-0 lead. We'll take a timeout, be right back. After this, you're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together, or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
And we are back here in Centerburg where the Trojans with a 7-0 lead, and they made it look very easy on their first possession of the game. Jax Lester, the freshman, with the return up across the 30-yard line. The offensive starters for East Knox, they are led by the junior quarterback, Brayson Davis, 373 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, but also 4 interceptions. Carson Steinmetz, 19 catches, 249 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And we will see if Cole DeLauder actually starts the game or if that bad ankle keeps him on the sideline. And I do not see number 12 in the backfield.
No.
That is not good for East Knox.
It's not a good sign.
They will stay on the ground. That's Carson Steinmetz, who will see a lot of the running chores tonight. The defensive starters for Centerburg, they're led by Tanner Hott. Team high 22 tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss. Tyler Johnson with 2 pass breakups. And Tristan Hankinson leads the team with 2 sacks. Loss of 1, 2nd and 11 from the 29-yard line. There's movement on the line of scrimmage, and I think East Knox is going to get a break here as it looks like the Trojans jumped before the snap.
And I like what East Knox is doing. They're spreading the ball. They're spreading the field, getting all the receivers, no backs. You've lost the big guy who carries the ball for you. Let's put the ball into the quarterback and the receiver's hands.
Pass incomplete. They were looking for Steinmetz, and Andrew Colella said if DeLauder was going to play, they wanted East Knox to beat them throwing the football. So now, with him out of the lineup, they still want to put the pressure on Brayson Davis.
Yeah, you become a one-dimensional team right now. They're going to try to throw the ball, move it down the field that way. But I think that the East Knox coaches are doing a great job resting DeLauder.
Davis rolls to his left, has some time. He'll take off, and he gets just to about the 34-yard line, but a flag is down in the backfield, so there may be some yardage after this play.
Penalty marker on the play.
It is a personal foul against Centerburg, so that's a huge break for East Knox.
That's going to be a 15-yarder, and that's going to help move the ball for you. Anytime you can move the ball without running it, you're doing a good job. But to get back to the coaching staff, you take your big player, DeLauder, you give him a rest. If you give that ankle another week's work, he's going to be maybe 190% next game instead of being 75 this game. You just don't want to re-injure it.
Well, Andrew Beatty told me it was going to be a game-time decision. We were watching Cole DeLauder warm up, and he looked like he was struggling.
Yeah, he was. He was limping on it. And we get another flag. Looks like offsides on East Knox. Lined up in the neutral zone.
So the first penalty of the game against the Bulldogs, and this will march them back to the 43. 8:56 to go, first quarter. Centerburg scoring on their first drive of the game, a 20-yard touchdown pass from Tyler Johnson to Mason Stursky. Davis back to throw, and it's incomplete and picked off at midfield.
Davis' pass is intercepted by Jesse Raines.
Jesse Raines comes up with the interception. It was a tip pass, and that is very dangerous.
And that's a key to your defensive linemen. When they see that quarterback start to load up, you jump in the air, get your hands on it. Anytime you have a quick change of possession, look for South Centerburg to go for the home run ball right away.
That's the 5th interception thrown by Davis. He's thrown 4 touchdown passes, and that's a ratio that any head coach doesn't like.
That's a problem. You got to get rid of those interceptions.
Johnson back to throw on first down. He's got a receiver, but he underthrows his target, Mason Stursky, down the near sideline.
Looks like there might have been a little miscommunication. Looks like Johnson's looking for him to run the post to the center of the field. He ran the go route up the sidelines. But I like how the quarterback takes charge out there. He's like having a coach. He moves his people around, talks to them, gets his linemen set. Great leadership.
He averages 161 yards through the air, does Johnson. And he loves to do this. That big body inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line moves the chains. Another first down. Jensen comes up for the tackle. But Johnson is so big and physical.
But the thing I like, he's able to read a defense. He saw where the opening was. He waited till his line got the blocks, and he takes advantage of it. And when you're sitting 5-6 yards back from the line of scrimmage, you can see a lot of vision up there, especially the size that quarterback has.
1st and 10 from the East Knox 38-yard line. That's LeMaster. Runs through a couple of tackles down inside the 30, and they just continue to really do anything they want offensively, does Centerburg, and it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 1.
Yeah, you got to get that defensive front jamming the holes. Right now, Centerburg's kind of having their own. What they want to do, they can do it.
One of those keys for East Knox. They want Centerburg to beat them through the air. They don't want Johnson to pick them apart on the ground. Johnson's going to roll to his left, feels the pressure, has to reverse his field, and that's going to be an incomplete pass, or is it? He was wrapped up. Well, let's see what.
Looked like a fumble on the play, recovered.
They're going to give it to East Knox.
They lost a little bit of yards. Number 52, a lineman, is going to get a little bit of yardage on
or
that
are they?
play.
No, they're going to say it's an incomplete pass.
Okay.
So that makes it 3rd down and 2. It looked like his arm was going forward. And Johnson, and he makes that look easy. Breaks through the initial contact and then forces his way down to the 27. Another 1st down for the Trojans.
And that's your quarterback saying, hey, I'll carry the ball. I'll make it for us. This is a tough play. You like players like that. You like players who say, hey, it's 3rd and 2. We need it. Give me the ball. I'll get it for you.
Centerburg scored on their first drive of the game, and they're marching in their second. Johnson with all kinds of time. And he just throws that one away. That time, East Knox with a nice job of pressure, and then Blake Elliott gets into the backfield.
Nice coverage by the secondary. Johnson had nowhere to throw the ball, and I'll tell you what I like. You have a younger quarterback. He's going to try and force the ball, probably get it intercepted. But what's Johnson do? Very calmly throws it out of bounds. Get another down and play it again.
Centerburg at 2-1. East Knox looking for their 2nd win of the year. The fake to LeMaster. It's Johnson again. He lunges forward to the 20.
Johnson on the carry, tackled by Springer.
He almost makes it look effortless. I heard him compared the way he runs to Terrell Pryor.
He does everything. You know, he can throw the ball. He can run the ball. I like his vision. I like how he looks over the field. He's got the time. He's got the size.
Johnson rolls to his right, has some time, and it's incomplete. Trevin Harris, the sophomore, unable to haul it in. So now it's 4th down.
You know, here it is, a 4th down and 5. You take the ball, you put it in your best player's hands, and you let him get the 1st down for you. So look for the quarterback to make the decision here. They got 5 wideouts. The middle's going to be open. Look for him to run.
So they'll go for it here on 4th down. They'll fake it to LeMaster. Johnson keeps it, and he's not going to get it. That time, East Knox stayed home, and they wrapped up Johnson, and the Trojans turn it over on downs.
And that's one thing we talked about. The defense of East Knox has got to step it up, and they did it right there. I think they got caught under the weather on that early pass. Since then, he's had 4 incompletions he's thrown. The defense is coming alive, and the defense gets a big stop.
Now if the Bulldogs offense can manufacture something here with 5:46 to go in the opening quarter, down 7-0.
Look for him to throw the ball and then run the quarterback a little bit when you got to defend the field.
Davis swings it out left side, and it's in and out of the hands of Steinmetz. It's going to be an incomplete pass. Carson Steinmetz leads this team in receptions, and that time I think he started to think upfield before he actually had possession of the football.
And when you throw a pass like that, you got to make sure you're throwing it forward and not backwards. If you throw it backwards, it's a fumble if you miss it, and it's anybody's ball.
From this angle, it almost looked like a lateral, but they called it an incomplete pass.
2nd down and 10.
That's Blake Elliott in the backfield with Davis. Davis steps up, and he feels the pressure, but a flag is down, and this could be on Centerburg.
Usually when the official in the backfield throws it, it's a holding on the lineman.
Nope, they got him.
He's got the best view. He's standing back there. He can watch that jersey get grabbed. That's East Knox. It's declined.
They'll take the result of the play. Hankinson with his third sack of the season. It makes it a 3rd and 14.
And this is where you missed the Lauder. You missed that 3 yards in a cloud of dust. You just want to get some positive yardages right now. As Woody Hayes would say, when you throw the football, everything is bad except one thing.
They flood 4 receivers to the left side. Davis swings it out. That's Steinmetz, but he's stopped well short of the first down, and the Bulldogs are going to have to punt. Caden LeMaster comes up and blows this up for Centerburg.
It's a tough situation when you're in a passing situation. Centerburg just loaded everybody in the box and blitzed their linebackers. Quarterback had to throw it early.
Ring standing at midfield, so again, Centerburg should have pretty good field position. Jensen's kick is going to take an East Knox roll and die at about the 47-yard line. 4:27 to go, first quarter. And Centerburg with a 7-0 lead. There's a good look at the crowd down here at Centerburg.
They support their football. They definitely do.
I was going to say it's a beautiful night for football, but it's hot.
It is hot. You can imagine what it's like down on the field. But we got the shade coming in. You can see the trees putting the shade up, and Adam keeps moving his piece of tape so the sun's out of his eyes.
Well, and as long as the ball is in the southern part of the stadium, we're fine. Yeah. And that is where Centerburg is headed here in the first quarter. Johnson's going to keep it. And he's down to the 42-yard line. Andy Beatty told me, watching Tyler Johnson, you know he's going to get the ball. You know he's going to run it, and he still rips off 12 yards.
Yeah, give credit to that offensive line in front of him because there are some big holes up there, and the quarterback he pauses a little bit, see where the seam is, and off he goes.
LeMaster breaks one tackle, gets into the linebacking core, and gets up to about the 37. Still a nice pickup on first down of about 4 yards.
Couple missed tackles. East Knox had him in the backfield, let him slip away. 2nd down and 6.
Johnson looks, they swing it out. Ball may have been tipped at the line of scrimmage. It looked like Alex Dolby may have gotten a hand on it.
Yeah, it looked a little confusing there. He kind of threw it behind. I don't know if the sun's a problem looking that way, but not one of his better passes of the night.
And this is what Andy Beatty wants. He wants to force Tyler Johnson to throw the football.
And they're doing a nice job trying to contain him. Here comes a linebacker blitz.
Johnson rolls to his left, and it's incomplete as the intended target was Jesse Rings. And again, the East Knox defense does a nice job.
You know, you take away that first pass of the game that went for 20 yards and a touchdown. Centerburg has missed on the last 6 passes. East Knox putting a little pressure on him, forcing him out of the pocket. You want to take the quarterback off his throwing mark. Some quarterbacks are drop-back quarterbacks. If he's a drop-back, force him out of the pocket. If he's able to sprint right or left, contain him. You want to take the quarterback out of his comfort zone. And right now, Johnson's comfort zone looks like running it.
Centerburg 0 for 1 on 4th down in this game. Make that 1 for 2 as Johnson gets first down yardage inside the 25-yard line. Springer makes the tackle, but a big gain for Johnson, and the chains move. Another first down for the Trojans.
And just what we said, if you're having trouble throwing the ball, put it on your quarterback to run it. Nice job by the offensive line. Counter trap.
LeMaster off the right side, and he gets about 5. Runs into that left side. Blake Elliott in on the stop.
Right here's where East Knox has got to buckle down and pull that turnover. You do not want South Central to score on this drive. You want to keep them out of the end zone.
Centerburg looking to add to a 7-0 lead. Johnson swings it out to LeMaster. LeMaster tries to turn the edge, and he's brought down at about the 12-yard line as Ryan Morton comes over to make the stick. So it's 3rd and short.
And what
they're going to give him the first down. Well, yep, it'll be 1st and 10 just outside the 10-yard line. So they could get a first down without scoring. Johnson. Elliott wraps him up from behind.
Johnson on the keeper, tackled by Elliott.
Nice job by the East Knox defense collapsing on the quarterback. Force them to throw the ball. They've only 2 for 8 throwing the ball. But then Johnson's eating them up on the ground.
Johnson rolls to his right, zips it into the end zone for a touchdown. And this one is hauled in by Trevin Harris, the sophomore.
14, Trevin Harris. Touchdown, Trojans.
So the second touchdown pass of the first quarter, and the Trojans about to go up 14-0. Dominic Vargo in to attempt the extra point. It is up and good. 1:40 to go in the first. Centerburg 14-0. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
An icon is returning to the heart of Apple Valley. The Pub, Kitchen, and Tap is back, and we do game day differently, offering a brand new patio, all new bar with a wide variety on tap, and plenty of big screen TVs to ensure you never miss the big play. Our menu has a diverse selection, both food and drink, so there will always be plenty for the whole family to enjoy. Whether you want to catch the big game or just enjoy a night out with the family, the Pub, Kitchen, and Tap has something for everyone.
I'm Garrett G-Man Parlett, and check out my new show, The G-Man Project, exclusively on the OH Report.
Tyler Johnson now with 8 touchdown passes on the season. Centerburg with a 14-0 lead. 1:40 to go in the first quarter. And East Knox struggling to get things going offensively. Jensen's return up to the 25. And so far, East Knox has not gotten to midfield.
No, and, you know, when you lose a player like DeLauder, it takes a lot of your offense away. You know, he ran the ball. He could catch the ball in the backfield. So now you got to put the burden on everybody else, and it's going to be a tough situation, especially playing a team like Centerburg. They have a very balanced defense, and their offense can beat you with the pass or the run.
1st and 10 from the Bulldog 26. Two backs in the backfield along with Brayson Davis. That's Steinmetz. And he is wrapped up by Tanner Hutt, the senior linebacker. Gain of 1.
Steinmetz on the carry.
It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Right now, that South Central front four, those down front four linemen, they are controlling the line of scrimmage. And when you control the line of scrimmage, you're going to control the ball game. East Knox is really struggling trying to win that line of scrimmage and run the ball.
Andrew Colella made it no secret. He wants Davis to beat him with his arm. Davis with a keeper. He's got some running room as a first down to the 40-yard line, and that is something that he brings to the offense. Peyton Lester was a pocket passer, and Davis has the ability, if he gets in space, to run the ball like he just did.
Quick feet, nice counter, nice cutback. That's what I love about football. One play can change the outcome of the entire game.
Well, East Knox needs to do something. There you see DeLauder basically in street clothes. He doesn't have his uniform on, so he will not play tonight. He will not come to the rescue, and a penalty flag is down as Blake Elliott is tackled in the backfield.
It's a holding call. It's going to be on East Knox. That's their second penalty for a total of 15 yards. And that one hurt, Brian. That one hurt.
Elliott on the carry, tackled by Sargent. Penalty on the Bulldogs.
Last year, East Knox 10-3. They were 5-1 in the KMAC. And off to a slow start, although their pre-conference schedule was pretty tough with Crestview and Colonel Crawford in weeks 2 and 3. There they try to stay on the ground. Again, the Trojans defense ready.
The offensive line's got to create some more seams for these backs like they did with that quarterback run. Now on the quarterback run, they faked the bootleg or they faked the counter play, then the quarterback opened up with a seam when the linebacker vacated it. So right now, first quarter's over.
14-0 Trojans as we head to the second. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Mazza's restaurant in Mount Vernon offers Italian classics perfected for generations, featuring house specialties enjoyed since the family opened its doors in 1939, along with all new flavors and convenient features, like our Neapolitan-style pizzas and easy online ordering for both pickup and delivery. Visit Mazzas.com for weekly specials and make Mazza's your choice for a dining experience over 70 years in the making.
East Knox down by 2 scores as we start the second quarter. Centerburg really doing whatever they want to do offensively, and defensively they have shut down East Knox. Steinmetz, couple of yards, still well short of the first down. Making the play for the Trojans, Aiden Anderson.
You're in a third and long situation. It's a passing situation. Look for Centerburg's front four to tee off and go after the quarterback.
About another 10 minutes, we're going to lose that sun.
I hope so, because right now it's blinding me.
Tackled by Anderson and Hankinson.
3rd and 16 from the 34-yard line. Davis steps up. And he feels the pressure, and he goes down to the backfield at the 25-yard line. Davis with nowhere to go.
Big hit by number 3, Kalen Lemaster.
You can take your hat off to the secondary of Centerburg. They had everybody covered. The quarterback told one of his receivers to break the route and go deep. Just wasn't quick enough to get it off. There's the sack.
Lemaster with his first sack of the season. Jensen's kick. It's going to be on the ground, and let's see who recovers. And it's kind of a battle under the pile. Let's see who comes up with it. Centerburg says they have it. There's a flag down. And it looks like it will be recovered by Centerburg. So they will look to add to their 2-touchdown lead with their first drive of the second quarter. And little sloppiness on special teams there, but it's recovered by Centerburg.
Look for the Johnson show to take over right now. I like this young man's composure. He sets his offense, looks around, gets his initial defensive read.
LeMaster breaks a tackle, spins to the inside the 45, down to the 42, a pickup of 13. And LeMaster's starting to heat up now in the backfield, and that takes some of the pressure off of Tyler Johnson.
Yeah, I keep saying that when you get downfield and the people making the tackles are your secondary, you got to take your hat off that offensive line for Centerburg. They are opening some gaps for these backs.
LeMaster with 246 rushing yards coming in. He has not scored a touchdown yet on the ground this season. Again, they go to LeMaster. He's upended at the 40. Hunter Schlegel makes the play. Actually, it's 67. Nybarger. It'll be gain of 2.
Nice little counter play. They're mixing things up. Keeps the defense guessing.
Johnson with nowhere to go, breaks a tackle at the 40 and gets a couple down to the 38-yard line. Ryan Morton makes the play. And that'll bring up third down, and an important play here for the Bulldog defense.
Now, a good point is this, that Centerburg, they've got 2 plays to get 6 yards. 2 plays to get 6 yards. Give it to your quarterback, best ball carrier at his best hole.
Johnson looks right side. He's got a receiver, but he overthrows him at the 20-yard line. That was LeMaster out of the backfield.
And that's what a little bit of pressure is going to do for you. He overthrew it.
4th and 5 for the Trojans.
So it's 4th and 6. And the offense will stay on the field as the Trojans look to add to their 2-touchdown lead here at home. Johnson over the middle, and it's incomplete. It was batted down by Steinmetz. So now Centerburg 1 for 3 on 4th down tries.
And East Knox, hats off to them. Their defense is keeping them in this ball game right now. Centerburg, great opportunity. Didn't make it happen. 2 incomplete passes at the end of that drive. Doomed them.
Well, the defense for East Knox again, they rise to the occasion. Now the offense needs to try to put something together here with 8:43 to go in the second.
You want to try and put South Central deep in their territory if they get the ball. Better yet, score.
Davis with an empty backfield. He hands it to Steinmetz, who tries to cut back, gets up to the 39, a pickup of a couple. They need a big chunk play.
Steinmetz on the carry, tackled by Hankins.
Somebody's out there has got to say, hey, give me the ball in this tough situation. I'll get the first down for us. East Knox has got to start putting drives together. They got to put plays together. They got to move the sticks and do what you're best at.
The sun is behind the trees.
And it cooled off immensely.
2nd down, 8 at the Bulldog 39-yard line. That's Steinmetz in motion to the far side, and Davis is going to run it. And he gets a yard to the 40.
They're taking all their backs. They're spreading them out all over the field. And one of the problems they're having is that they haven't forced Centerburg to make any adjustments to their motion. Centerburg just sitting back, not making any adjustments, forcing them to throw the ball, and they always have their down 4 defensive men going after the ball carrier or the quarterback.
Tanner Hott made the play defensively. 3rd and 7, Davis looks to go to the air. And that incomplete. And another 4th and punting situation for East Knox. So the defense again for the Bulldogs does a decent job, but then the offense goes quietly.
This is becoming a defensive battle out here on the field. Both defenses are playing very well.
Rings back pedals inside the 30.
Centerburg's going to have good field position again.
And Jensen will kick it from the Bulldog 30. Rings has some room, and he's tackled at the 37-yard line. Nice play in the open field by Ryan Morton.
Good coverage. Let's see if that East Knox defense can pick it up again and hold them out of the end zone. Your defense is always ahead of your offense. I don't care what you talk about, even during 2 days. And when you have a few injuries on your offense, you put a little bit more pressure on your defense. And right now, East Knox's defense is being tested.
The Bulldogs have won 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two schools, including a win last year at East Knox. LeMaster with a nice lane up the middle, and he's got about 9 yards to the 46-yard line. LeMaster is a nice complement to Johnson in the backfield.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of speed. He's got jets. He's a little back, which means he can hide behind those big linemen, and it's hard to pick up. But a nice job again by the South or Centerburg offensive line. They're making things happen. They're opening up seams.
LeMaster, a 5'9", 160-pound junior. And this really allows them to do whatever they want offensively, second and short.
The playbook is open.
And Johnson effortlessly inside the 50 to the 48-yard line.
Johnson on the keeper, second by Householder.
Andrew Colella just raved about the leadership of a Tyler Johnson and the intensity that he brings to the field.
He's a veteran player. He's been in these ball games before. He knows what he's doing. He has the athletic ability to pick this team up and carry them on his shoulders. And that's pretty much what he's doing.
LeMaster with a short gain to the 47.
Nice read by the East Knox defense. Linebacker steps up into the hole and seals the play.
How's this for a stat sheet last week for Tyler Johnson in their win over Worthington Christian? 10 of 13 through the air, 166 yards and 3 touchdowns. He also rushed for 117 yards on 14 carries and scored twice. It's not a bad night.
That's a season for some backs.
He'll go to the air. Flushed out, and again he wisely throws it away as he felt the pressure. Jesse Wolford in the backfield.
If there's a weak spot on this Centerburg team right now, it's their passing game. Even though they got 2 touchdowns out of it, they're only 3 out of 12 completions.
On the season, Johnson with 357 passing yards. He now has 8 touchdowns, but he only completes 50% of his passes. And there you see an incompletion there.
Had a little bit of pressure from the backside, kind of tipped him. They had a hold of his jersey, and anytime a quarterback's in the grasp, it's hard to throw the ball. There he was.
So for the first time tonight, Centerburg back in punt formation. Johnson handles their punting chores as well.
Hats off to the East Knox defense. They do it again.
Lester and Steinmetz back to receive for the Bulldogs. So the defense again for East Knox does its job. And Johnson's kick. Lester calls for the fair catch inside the 10-yard line. 5:16 to go
Fair caught by Lester, first down Bulldogs.
in the second quarter, and Centerburg with a 14-0 lead. Brian Harter, Bruce Weirich from Centerburg High School, holding penalty. is going to be marched off. And let's see who this is against.
It's against East Knox. Half the distance to the goal.
On the Bulldogs.
Talked with Andrew Beatty about the mentality of this team with those 2 tough losses. He said the music was blaring on Monday. They were kind of ready to put the so-called preseason behind them and get ready for the KMAC portion of their schedule. He says everybody's focused and they're attentive and they're ready to go.
And it's a great way to start. You're starting the conferences. It's a new season beginning right now. They have a problem when they lose their star player. The Lauder's out right now, but I do believe they're doing the right thing by letting him rest this game and get him ready for the rest of the season.
And on the other side of this, that opening loss to Utica, Coach Colella just felt that maybe they weren't as focused as they needed to be, and they kind of took it for granted, and they got behind, and they got so far behind, it's just they couldn't dig themselves out of a hole.
Well, when you beat a team 12 years in a row, and you get an idea that, hey, it's a cakewalk. They're going to roll over for us, and Utica decided to play ball that night.
Ball backed up all the way to the 4, and the Bulldogs stay on the ground. But he really likes the makeup of this team, does Andrew Colella. It all starts with Tyler Johnson on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Makes things happen defensively.
Elliott on the carry, tackled by Lanthorn.
When you're at a small school, you have to have multiple position players on that field. Your best athletes do not leave the field.
2nd down and 8 from the 6. Davis looks to throw. It's incomplete. That one may have been tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Either tipped or it slipped out of his hand, but it looked like a lame duck up in the air. And right now, East Knox is in a hole. If they have to punt the ball, South Central is going to have great field position. This is a big situation right here. 3rd down and 8. You need the 1st down. South Central is going to put their ears back and just tee off down there.
Line of scrimmage is the Bulldogs' 6-yard line. And Davis just throws it away. Centerburg wants grounding, and they're not going to get it. It's going to be 4th down.
They're going to call it an incomplete pass. I think Centerburg thought it might have been a fumble when he was going forward. Officials call it an incomplete pass.
So Centerburg again is going to get it with pretty good field position as the kick will come out of the Bulldogs end zone.
But, you got to take your hat off to this East Knox defense. I thought it was going to be a blowout early, 14-0, first 2 drives. Now they buckled down, played some great defense.
Rings watches it bounce and take an East Knox roll, and then it dies at the 42-yard line. 4:08 to go in the 2nd quarter. And the Trojans, with a 14-0 lead, they scored on their first 2 drives of the ball game. Tyler Johnson tossing 2 touchdown passes. But then the East Knox defense showed up.
One of the problems they're going to have, though, your defense can get worn down by an offense. And the defense for East Knox has been on the field a long time. For the offense, East Knox, 1-2-3 punt, 1-2-3 punt. Defense back on the field, they're starting to wear down.
LeMaster comes in motion to the near side, but Johnson's going to run it, and for him, a pedestrian 3 yards on the gain.
Johnson on the keeper, tackled by a householder.
They'll actually give him 4 yards, so it'll be 2nd down and 6.
That East Knox defense is, that offensive line can punish you after a while. They just keep pounding on you.
Well, then you got to bring down number 7.
Yeah, not an easy chore.
That's LeMaster. And he's got running room up the middle inside the 20, brought down at the 13-yard line. Kalen LeMaster with another big play. And Centerburg knocking on the door once again.
LeMaster on the carry. Tackled by Gardner.
Nice run on the little counter. Takes a little pressure off the quarterback. But again, hats off to that offensive line.
1st and 10 at the 13. Trips to the left. And again, it's Johnson behind the block of LeMaster, and that time he's stuffed on the left side of that line.
Johnson on the keeper.
East Knox has been really playing tough against the run. Centerburg's having trouble throwing the ball, so load the box up, take the pass or take the run away, and force Centerburg to throw the football.
Now 2nd down and 9. That's LeMaster in motion, and the ball's on the ground. It's going to be recovered by East Knox. Nope. They're going to say Centerburg has it. As getting up from the bottom of the pile with it is Charlie Sargent.
Oh, East Knox.
Oh, they do give it to East Knox. It looked like East Knox recovered, but then Sargent stood up with it. Now the big question, with 2:29 to go before half, can East Knox make something of this drive? Because they're going to start with the football in the 3rd quarter.
Oh, East Knox wants to go in 14-0 at half. You don't want to do anything stupid here. Throw the ball away, fumble it. You want to keep the clock running and move the ball down the field. Don't give the ball back to Centerburg.
Davis out of the shotgun. He'll step up and run it. And he'll run to the outside. He's knocked out of bounds just shy of the 20.
Davis on the keeper, pushed out of bounds by.
And the thing that does, it stops the clock, 2:22 to go. But you're saying you don't think they're going to try to score.
No, you just want to work the ball down the field. You haven't been able to move the ball. You don't want to give it back to Centerburg right now. So your best offense is to stay on the field, work it down. If you can get a point out of this, excellent. But the one thing you don't want to do is give the ball back to Centerburg. You don't want to fumble. You don't want an interception.
So he's not dropping back, letting loose.
I would not. I just want the clock to move and move the sticks. You need 4 yards for a first down. Let's get the first down. Work one first down at a time. Here it is, little counter play back.
Jensen tries to turn the corner, he doesn't get to the 20. As Centerburg just does a really good job just flying to the football.
Yeah.
Lester on the carry.
And again, all East Knox wants to do is get a first down so they can keep the clock moving, run the clock out. You're at a 3rd and 1.
Jackson Lester, of course, the younger brother of Peyton Lester, who was the quarterback from a year ago, and we'll talk a little bit more about him in the second half.
East Knox got to get the first down.
3rd and 1. And Elliott with a big first down as he just stays behind the right side of that line, and they will move the chains with 1:32 to go.
That's what you want to do. You just want to keep moving the chains, get a little confidence in your offense, run the ball. The clock's running. You don't want to give the ball back to Centerburg.
Ball to 25. And a timeout taken by East Knox with 1:15 to go. So what is Andrew Beatty saying to his team in this timeout with just over a minute to go before halftime?
Well, you just want to keep your composure. No stupid mistakes, no penalties. We don't want to turn it over. Get a consistency. You want to go in at halftime on a positive note. String a few first downs together. Create something for yourselves. An offense has got to create plays.
Coming up at the half, we'll have the Webb's Marathon and Automotive halftime show. We'll take a look at the East Knox Marching Band and the Centerburg Marching Band. We'll have stats. Coming up in about 1 minute and 15 seconds, give or take.
If Centerburg stops them here, look for them to take timeout.
Davis back to throw on first down. Has some time. And he just throws a low pass. He basically was throwing it away.
Yeah. Nice coverage by Centerburg. I like what the offensive line for East Knox did. They no pressure on the quarterback. He stood back there all day. But the secondary for Centerburg did a nice job. Nobody open.
1 minute, 7 seconds to go. Give East Knox defense a lot of credit. This looked in the beginning like it was going to be a blowout.
Yep, I thought we'd be in a running clock second half the way it was going, but nope. That defense for East Knox came up, made the plays.
Davis looks right side, in and out of the hands of Carson Steinmetz. And that'll stop the clock with 1:03 to go.
Centerburg has East Knox kind of in a bind right now, 2nd and 10. If East Knox runs the ball, look for Centerburg to call timeout. They would not love nothing better than get the ball back into their quarterback's hands. Do not turn the ball over.
Davis looks over the middle. Now he'll bounce to the outside, and he throws that one away as well. So it's 4th and 10, and a big punt coming up for East Knox.
As a special teams coach, there's several things you can do. You can go punt rush, go after it, see if he'll squib it out of bounds. You got a short field. You can go punt return, try and return it to your sidelines and break it open, which they've been doing. Or punt hold, see if you can get a little separation. They're in a punt hold situation. The ball's up.
Rings.
Got to be able to field it.
Watches it bounce out of bounds at the 42-yard line. So Centerburg will have 48 seconds.
3 timeouts.
So they are going to try to get something on the board here before halftime.
And the way East Knox's defense has been playing since those first 2 series, that's a tough thing to do right now because East Knox defense is keeping them in this ball game.
And it's like maybe a bench warning against East Knox.
I think there's a problem with the chains. Looked like there was a kink in it. They couldn't get it set. Now they got it going. 2-minute offense in 48 seconds.
Offensively, did you love these scenarios?
If you're winning the game, yes. If you're winning the game, because you can't do anything wrong.
Johnson looks to go to the air
There
over the
it
middle,
is.
and it's incomplete. He overthrows his intended target, Trevin Harris, who's already caught a touchdown pass tonight.
I like the play call.
Go for it.
Go for it all. Throw it downfield. We used to call that all go. Here they ran double posts.
They'll stack 3 receivers to the near side, just out of your picture. Johnson feels the pressure, and he just runs to the sideline and is out of bounds in front of the East Knox bench. That took about 8 seconds off the clock. We're down to 34 seconds.
Smart job by the quarterback. Nobody open. Running out of bounds. Stop the clock. 34 seconds.
I really like his decision making.
Yeah, he's not making mistakes. He's not putting his defense in a bad situation by throwing an interception. Now you need the first down. You don't need to go for it all. Just get the first down. 9 yards.
Johnson looked like he was going to run it to the near side, then cuts back. He's got the first down as he dives inside the 45-yard line. The play was coming to the right side, and then he just cuts back. And Morton trips him up. Otherwise, that could have been 6.
He would have been gone. And again, they moved the stickers, timeouts being called. And this is where an offense can wear down a defense. That East Knox defense has been holding them in the game. They've been out on the field a lot. The offense, 1-2-3 punt, 1-2-3 punt, 1-2-3 first down, then they got to punt again. And at this level, a lot of those guys are going both ways. But an offensive line will wear you down quicker than anything.
So now you're Andrew Colella, and you've got 27 seconds to go, 1st and 10 at the 45. What are you wanting to do offensively?
You're struggling with your passing game. You're 3 for 14. You've missed on your last 5 throws. Your best play is your quarterback. I would try to get your quarterback open in the open field and let him run it. And then when it's last down desperation, then go for it.
Trips to the right. 1st and 10 from the East Knox 45. Johnson looks to go to the air. Steinmetz on coverage. There are actually 2 Bulldogs back there. It was incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 21 seconds to go. Rings was the intended receiver.
Nice arm on the young man. He put that ball in the air about 40 yards.
Second down. Now they'll stack those receivers again on the near side. Johnson rolls to the near side. And it's tipped, but it's caught at the 30-yard line, and quickly out of bounds is Jesse Rings.
First down, Trojans.
14 seconds to go. The Bulldogs fans on the other side getting a little nervous right now.
Got to keep them out of the end zone.
1st and 10 at the Bulldog 26. Johnson with some time. Now he feels the pressure. And he throws it to the near side. It's incomplete.
Toe was on the line.
6 seconds to go. And it's 2nd down and 10. Throw it in the end zone?
Yep. You throw it to you stack 4 receivers. Hail Mary, here you go. We used to tell our kids, just run to the goalposts. We're going to throw the ball at the goalposts. As soon as I get the pressure on me, I'm going to throw it. I'll meet you at the goalposts.
Johnson back to throw, feels the pressure. Lofts it right side. It's going to be well incomplete, and that will do it. At the half, Centerburg with a 14-0 lead over East Knox. We'll be back with our halftime show right after this. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
More than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Mazza's restaurant in Mount Vernon offers Italian classics perfected for generations, featuring house specialties enjoyed since the family opened its doors in 1939, along with all new flavors and convenient features, like our Neapolitan-style pizzas and easy online ordering for both pickup and delivery. Visit Mazzas.com for weekly specials and make Mazza's your choice for a dining experience over 70 years in the making.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together, or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
An icon is returning to the heart of Apple Valley. The Pub, Kitchen, and Tap is back, and we do game day differently, offering a brand new patio, all new bar with a wide variety on tap, and plenty of big screen TVs to ensure you never miss the big play. Our menu has a diverse selection of both food and drink, so there will always be plenty for the whole family to enjoy. Whether you want to catch the big game or just enjoy a night out with the family, the Pub, Kitchen, and Tap has something for everyone.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
nomination for the Best Female Rock Vocal Performance in 2003. This Canadian singer-songwriter continues to write and perform to this day. We hope you enjoy Skater Boy by Avril Lavigne. boy band feared they would have to compete with Eminem. We hope you enjoy our closer, Bye 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 by NSYNC.
Hey. Hey, do you want to come back up here? No, guys, don't know. Sit by Bella. No, sit by Bella on your bottom. Can I hear a
East Knox High School Marching Band. Thank you to our administrators, school, band boosters, and parents and guardians for all of your continued support. Go Bulldogs! And now, welcome to the field, Centerburg's 2022 Trojan Pride Marching Band. And led off to the field by this year's senior drum majors, Judith Detmar, Jasper Butt, and Madigan Kennedy. Show entitled A Tribute to Sir Elton John, including the selections Funeral for a Friend, Your Song, and Love Lies Bleeding. Tonight's solos include color guard senior Alyssa Harry and senior Matt Vines on flugelhorn. The show also features an auxiliary duet by Oakley Brooks and Owen Kelly. Centerburg band sends their best to this year's football team and to the East Knox marching band. Go Trojans!
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Welcome to the Webb's Marathon and Automotive Halftime Show. I am Brian Harter along with Bruce Weirich, and this started out like it was going to be a blowout. Centerburg jumped out to a 14-0 lead. The offense was clicking, and then all of a sudden the East Knox defense showed up, and they were able to get big stops at crucial times.
Yeah, Centerburg, they come out, they were on fire. You know, enthusiasm carried them that first quarter. You got the military here. You got everything going on. You're at home. The fans are great here. The food is great, as we know. And they came out, threw a couple passes to get them started, got down, touchdown. They did everything right. And East Knox, they came in. One of their players, Delore, he's out, can't play. And when you lose that much of your offense and you don't know up until game time, it kind of hurts a little bit. You got to regroup, refocus. You've been a running team with the Lauder the whole season. Now he's out of the game, so you got to change gears right away. And it's hurting them a little bit right now. They haven't found their groove, but don't take anything away from Centerburg. And I have to apologize to the Centerburg fans. I keep saying South Central, so anytime I do that, I'm going to get smacked up here this half. But Centerburg's offense has been doing a great job. Their offensive line is creating havoc on that East Knox defense. Every time the back runs the ball, he's getting 5 or 6 yards.
Well, at least South Central is the Trojans. So,
true.
And you didn't say USC.
Yeah,
so.
That's true. That's true.
So now you're East Knox. You won the opening coin toss and you deferred, so you're going to get the ball to start here in the third quarter. If they can get some points on this drive, from a confidence standpoint, doing that without Cole DeLauder, they then have to think, okay, we can make a game of this in the second half.
Right, and, you go into halftime, the coach is going to sit down. You now know you're going to be without DeLauder, and you now know you got to count on 11 different players. And it's going to be a different feeling. It's a different atmosphere for them. They know what's going on. They now know what their offense has to do.
So now if you're Andrew Colella, what happened after that second touchdown? Did they take their foot off the gas? Did they start to take East Knox a little bit lightly? What happened?
I used to always hate that when I was a head coach. You come out and you score right away, and Centerburg came out and put 2 scores on the board right away, and sometimes you start to say, hey, this is going to be a blowout. And your team just kind of sits back a little bit. You're not as crisp as you were earlier. And East Knox defense came out and said, hey, we're done playing. We're going to shut you down. We're going to force you to throw the football, and that's what they've done.
Okay, I'm going to steal a page from Game Day, College Game Day, and we need to have a segment where we go on the road and we go into these visiting concession stands. One of us has to try something on camera that is their specialty, and they've really made that popular with Game Day. I will say the buffalo chicken sandwiches down here are amazing.
Chicken noodle soup is great, and the brats. I had to have one of each tonight. And that's what you get at the small schools. You find the food vendors, the people are nice. It's the boosters are doing it for the soccer team. They're doing it for the band kids. And so I feel like I'm contributing to their program when I eat, Brian.
Well, I am too, and I'm sacrificing my waistline
for
the good of the kids.
We've both done that, all for the kids.
Let's take a look at the first half numbers, and the score is lopsided at 14-0, but even though you look at those numbers, East Knox is still in this ball game if they can make something happen in this opening drive. 238 yards of total offense for Centerburg. The one turnover, not a lot of penalties, but the passing game for East Knox, that has to change, which then brings me to everybody loves the backup quarterback. You hear this in college football. You hear it in the NFL. Well, East Knox has a good one waiting in the wings. He's a freshman. He happens to be the brother of Peyton Lester, and from what I've been told, his ceiling is actually higher. When do you think about, as a coach at this level, making that change, or do you let Brayson Davis ride the season?
You look at it two ways. One, if you have a freshman team and he's the quarterback of that team, you want to keep that continuity together. You don't want to break it apart. You want to let those freshmen grow together with their quarterback as their leader. Now, if they're playing varsity and you don't have a lot of freshmen, then by all means, get him the playing time, see what he can do. But you don't want to get a young kid hurt.
Now, those guys, I don't think they care. They just want their Trojans to keep on winning. And the guy with the hat is intense.
There you go. Look at it. It's a beautiful night. This is what football's all about.
Centerburg with a 14-0 lead as we head to the third quarter, and the Trojans will kick off to East Knox to start things off here. At the beginning of period number 3, the skies have just turned absolutely beautiful here in Centerburg. This is football weather.
And I like that there's no track out there, so we're right up on the bench of Centerburg. And look at those players. Everybody's jumping, everybody's jiving. It is play football on Friday night in Centerburg.
Jensen from the 15. And he puts his shoulder down, and East Knox will start at the 25-yard line.
I really love coming out in the first series. You can see what adjustments the coach made at halftime. Are we going to run the ball? Are we going to pass the ball? What worked for us the first half? What did East Knox do the first half that they were successful on? They ran the ball a little bit. What they want to do now is just put one first down on top of another first down, move the ball down, try and get into Centerburg's territory. I don't think they've been past the 50-yard line yet, have they, Brian?
No, they have not. And the passing game has been pretty much – now, in Brayson Davis's defense, there have been some drops.
Yeah.
So there have been opportunities for them to make some yards through the air, and there have been some drops by some of his receivers.
And Centerburg's front four has been putting pressure on him.
Davis out of the shotgun, 1st and 10 from the 25. They will start on the ground. That's Elliott. And Elliott is swarmed under, but he pushes the pile as he gets a yard on first down.
Nice run play. Establish the run game. See if you can't get a little momentum off the run game. But the key, Brian, is you've got to put first downs together. You're now sitting at a 2nd down and 9. You need 9 yards to move that stick.
Clock moving, 11:23 to go, the opening drive of the third quarter. East Knox looking for win number 2. They opened the season with a win over Northridge and have lost games to Crestview and Colonel Crawford. Pass outside, it's going to be hauled in at the 42-yard line by Jackson Lester, or is it incomplete?
Yeah, it bounced off the turf. The official's right on top of it, made the call. Look at the replay. See if you can see it bounce off the turf.
That is Jackson Lester, the number 2 quarterback. He did get the start tonight as a receiver. 3rd down and 9, and that would have been a big first down for East Knox.
You got to get some momentum. That was a momentum builder. Just couldn't hang on to it. I like the call.
Nice throw. He lays it out there. It's just a tough over-the-shoulder catch.
Good coverage, though.
Davis looks to his right. Sets, fires, and this one's picked off at the 42. Underthrows the receiver, and it's another interception, the 2nd of the game for Davis.
Davis's pass is picked off by Jesse Rings. First down.
Jesse Rings with another interception.
And that was the quarterback did a nice job scrambling. He tried to get the receiver to break his route and go deep. Couldn't get the ball to him.
So now it's Centerburg with, again, very good field position inside the 45-yard line.
See if East Knox can rise to the occasion.
LeMaster stopped after about a yard gain.
LeMaster on the carry, tackled by Springer.
I like it when they run the football. I like when Centerburg runs the football. It puts so much pressure on that defense.
Second down and 9. Johnson looks to throw. It's caught and a broken tackle as Trevin Harris, the sophomore, turns upfield.
Pass complete to Harris.
There he breaks one tackle, but then he can't get away from Ryan Morton.
That sideline, that's like your 13th defender over there, steps on the out-of-bounds line.
3rd and 2. And this is Johnson territory, and he dives forward to the 30, and that is good enough for a Centerburg first down.
Johnson on the carry, tackled by
No secret here, really. And he just allows his blocks to develop and gets just enough for the first down.
Great job by his offensive line. Anytime you can get 5 yards on a run play up the middle, that's not too shabby.
And this would be a back-breaking play if they score off of the Davis interception. LeMaster again. Positive yardage down to about the 23. Again, Ryan Morton coming up to make the play, but a gain of 6.
Nice little play. When you have a back that can get yardage, it takes a lot of pressure off your quarterback, and it really puts pressure on your defense. You can no longer defend one runner. You got to defend 2 of them.
$9:22 to go, third quarter. Johnson flushed out of the pocket. He's comfortable doing this. And he is driven into that far sideline. And that's the danger of a running quarterback, is he's going to take hits like that. Watch the stick here at the end of the play.
But when you're one of the biggest guys on the field, Ryan, who's hitting who?
That's a good point.
Who's punishing who?
1st and 10 at the 15. LeMaster. And he's got positive yardage down to about the 6. And that'll be a pickup of about 9.
And South Central's slowly taking. There I go again. Centerburg.
Okay, folks, I've got him now.
Yeah. Centerburg moving the ball right down the field, running it. That's 1. Centerburg.
2nd and 1 from the 6. I'm going to call number 7's number.
You won't go wrong.
Nope. Gives it to LeMaster. Gets to the inside, cuts back for a touchdown. Kalen LeMaster from 6 yards out, and the Brayson Davis interception turns into 6 for the Trojans. Extra point is up, and it is good. 8:22 to go in the third quarter. 21-0 in favor of Centerburg. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Kalen Lemaster leading the way for Centerburg as they go up 21-0. They take advantage of the interception, and Centerburg gets 6 more points. Lemaster's first rushing touchdown of the season. He goes over the 100-yard mark as well. And all the talk about Tyler Johnson, and he's getting help tonight from Kalen Lemaster.
The Trojans, how's that?
You can't go wrong there.
The Trojans are doing a great job, and it doesn't matter who gets the football. Look what's happening to that offensive line of the Trojans up front. They're opening gaps. Seams are there. They're creating. They're making their backs. They're making them look very good by this offensive line of Centerburg. An offensive line will wear down a defense. That's just how it goes. The defense is always marching backwards as the offense progresses, and it will wear you out. And East Knox's defense has been on the field a long time.
Now down by 3 touchdowns. 1st and 10 for East Knox at their 35. Davis pumps, looks far to the left, and it's incomplete. He overthrows Josh Keith.
Right now, East Knox just wants to get into Trojan territory. They just want to
try and cross midfield all night.
They just want to cross the midfield, make something happen. Trojan defense has been playing very well. And it's not like the quarterback hasn't had time to throw. The secondary is doing a great job from Centerburg.
Trips now to the left. Davis under pressure. And he swings it out, a short pass caught well short of the line of scrimmage. That'll make it 3rd down and 10.
East Knox needs to get a positive pass. Another big situation, 3rd down 10. Centerburg, look for him to tee off.
Davis this time slings it incomplete, almost a sidearm delivery. And another quiet offensive series for the Bulldogs.
When the pressure's on and you got people running at you, you need to get rid of that ball any way you can.
7:25 to go, 3rd quarter. And Centerburg with a 21-0 lead. Jensen's kick. And it's going to roll out of bounds at the 25-yard line. 7:17 to go. And so far, the Centerburg faithful there on the near sideline enjoying what they see tonight. The women are a lot more calm about it than the men are.
Yeah. The Trojans, right now, you start to put together an offense. You want to build on it. You want to work on some things that you haven't worked on. If you're having trouble throwing the ball, work on a little bit of a passing game right now. But basically, you're just going to run the ball.
They fake it to Lemaster. And Johnson, the other side, gets across the 30 to the 32, so he picks up about 7. In on the stop for East Knox.
Centerburg has everything going for them. All they got to do is control the clock, keep their offense on the field, work on your run game, let that offensive line create seams.
Now they go back to Lemaster, and Lemaster gets the 1st down up across the 40. There's Carson Steinmetz coming up to make the play.
When your quarterback runs for 7 yards, then you give it to the next back and he gets 10, That doesn't happen because you're good backs. It happens because you have an offensive line. And being an offensive line coach and playing center, there's my MVP. Those 5 guys up front are doing the job for Centerburg.
LeMaster. It's a couple. Blake Elliott, their talented sophomore linebacker, comes up to make the play after a gain of about 3.
And if you're watching the film out there, you'll see the East Knox players are getting up a little slower. Their heads are going down a little bit. They're getting beat on right now. This offensive line is creating havoc up front.
They'll stay with LeMaster. Has another first down and then some. Down to the 30. Down to the 20. Touchdown by Centerburg. LeMaster, 57 yards on the run. Kalen LeMaster did not have a rushing touchdown coming into tonight. He's got 2 here in the third quarter, and he's well over the century mark.
Yeah, he's carried the ball 17 times. He has 175 yards, 2 touchdowns, all in the third quarter. Centerburg came out with a game plan. Let's run the ball.
It must be the camo because they can't see him.
It's something, but I've been talking about it all game.
28-0 Centerburg. We'll be back after this. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
It's the Kalen LeMaster Show here in week 4. 2 rushing touchdowns here in the third quarter. And Centerburg with a 28-0 lead, 5:35 to go. The second half started with an East Knox turnover. And Centerburg able to score. Ball goes out of bounds. One of the few mistakes that Centerburg has made tonight on the kickoff.
The Trojans do look good. They've won their last 2 ball games. They're clicking. The start of the conference play tonight. And again, I can't emphasize that offensive line. What a job those 5 linemen up front are doing.
In between the third and fourth quarter, the cheerleaders will be throwing out treats from the Ohio National Guard.
East Knox, they've just got to create a little momentum. They got to get their fans in it, get the sideline going. And you do that by creating first downs. You just got to move the stick to get over the 50-yard line.
The cheerleaders are going to be throwing food.
Yeah, we've been there, haven't we?
So let's see if they can throw it up here to the press box. Davis on 1st and 10 from the 35. He's got plenty of time. This one hauled in by Dylan Springer. And a pickup of almost 6. We'll call it first, second down and 5. So one of the few positive plays on first down tonight for East Knox.
Instead of running the ball on first down, play action. And Centerburg had him covered. It was just a great pass thrown at the right time.
They'll give him 6, so it'll be 2nd and 4. Davis rolls to his right. This one caught again by Springer, but Centerburg does a nice job closing on the ball. And they prevent the first down. It'll be third, probably about a yard. Here's a halftime score. Northmore and Cardington tied at 7.
East Knox has to get the first down here. They need to move the sticks.
3rd and short. Backs are in the eye. They stay on the ground. That's Elliott. He's got the first down and then some. Down across the 40 to the 35, and for the first time tonight, the train horn is blowing across the field. They are across the midfield stripe.
And look at the sidelines now. Everybody's up. As you said, the horn by a board member.
All I know is it's not right below us.
Right. East Knox, the horn's going off. The kids are moving it. First downs. That's what this football game's all about, moving the sticks on the sidelines, first downs.
So now an important series for the Centerburg defense as a little momentum now by the purple and white. Steinmetz on the reverse, and he is stopped behind the line of scrimmage by guess who? Kalen LeMaster. So he's doing it on both sides of the line of scrimmage.
They try to outrun the defense. East Knox. Centerburg just a little bit quicker, able to pursue and cut it down.
No gain, second down and 10. Have three receivers on the left side. Davis swings it out to Steinmetz, who is tackled after a short gain on the play. Mason Tursky comes up for the stop.
Brings up 3rd and 9 for the Bulldogs.
They've completed their last 3 passes in a row, East Knox. See if we can't get the momentum and build on that. Now they're in a 3rd and 8 situation. Centerburg's been playing great defense. Can we convert?
Davis with some time. Now he'll step up, feeling the pressure, gets away from the pressure in the backfield, out of bounds inside the 25, and he should have enough for the first down. The chains are moving. East Knox marching down the field.
Out of bounds at the 20-yard line, first down, Bulldogs.
Isn't it amazing what happens when you start stringing first downs together? The whole crowd goes crazy. Momentum changes. You're down 28-0, but momentum has shifted to your side.
Well, Brayson Davis does a nice job coming off of the interception as he leads this team down the field. They now have a 1st and 10 at the Centerburg 20. That's Elliott. And Elliott, after a short gain, gets inside the 20. Hankinson comes up and wraps him up.
Right now, East Knox has got to find a new identity. They lost the Lometer, or their back. He's out right now. Somebody's got to step up, fill those shoes, even though they're big shoes to fill.
Ball's on the ground. Davis picks it up. And he is brought down at the 21-yard line. You talk about their identity, and I ask Andrew Beatty what he wants this team to be, and he wants it to be a power team that runs out of the spread. And obviously Cole DeLauder would be a big part of that. But you don't have him at your disposal tonight, so you're kind of mixing and matching and moving different parts around. And 3rd and 11. Elliott with some running room, and he stumbles forward inside the 10. 1st and goal for the Bulldogs.
And we talked about this earlier. They couldn't find their identity earlier, but I'll tell you, they got the running game going. They're moving the sticks. They're in a 1st and goal situation. They're ready to score.
Springer as the fullback. There's Elliott. Tries to bounce to the outside, but he has nowhere to go.
Elliott on the carry, tackled by
As
Sargent.
he's wrapped up by Sargent. Nice job getting into the backfield by Sargent.
Centerburg defense, this is the red zone. Very difficult to score in the red zone against your better defenses. Centerburg Trojans, I've seen them play. They got a good defense. See if they can hold them out.
2nd and goal from the 7. Davis. He steps up. Swings it to the outside, and it's going to be, it's like it was incomplete. Elliott was the intended target.
Pass complete to Elliott.
No, they're going to say it was a catch. So it's 3rd and goal from the 3. So the Bulldogs knocking on the door, their first scoring threat of the night, and it's going to come at the conclusion of the 3rd quarter. We head to the 4th. Centerburg up 28-0. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
An icon is returning to the heart of Apple Valley. The Pub, Kitchen, and Tap is back, and we do game day differently, offering a brand new patio, all new bar with a wide variety on tap, and plenty of big screen TVs to ensure you never miss the big play. Our menu has a diverse selection of both food and drink, so there will always be plenty for the whole family to enjoy. Whether you want to catch the big game or just enjoy a night out with the family, the Pub, Kitchen, and Tap has something for everyone.
Third and goal from the 3 as we start the 4th quarter. East Knox threatening for the first time tonight. Davis up the middle, and he does not get in. He is stopped shy of the goal line. And it'll be 4th and goal, and they're going to go for it here. They have to.
Yeah, you're down 4 scores. You're into the 4th quarter right now. You give it to your best back, follow your best blockers. We got a hurt player out there. We're going to take a little time out here. This is do or die. I mean, you got to put points on the board right here.
So you mentioned giving it to your best back. Who do you think that is right now? Is it Blake Elliott?
Boy, it's hard to tell right now. Both backs have been running well, and that's good to have. Centerburg can't key on one of them, but look for Centerburg to put 8 men in the box. They're going to shut the run down first, maybe go man on the perimeter, put pressure on the quarterback.
I don't know if we can zoom in and see who the injured player is, but it's kind of hard to see from this angle.
From high atop the stadium.
11:41 to go. Centerburg with a 28-0 lead, but East Knox threatening for the first time tonight. And there's a good sign. Luke Hornsby up, and he's going to hobble off the field. But
as an offense, and when you come to a team like this, Centerburg, you don't want to go home with a goose egg on the board. It doesn't matter what you got to do. You want to put a point somehow on the board. And this is it right here. You're at a 4th and 1. Centerburg's going to be in a goal line defense. They're going to blitz every gap, shut them down. Linebackers are going to fill.
4th and goal from the 1. Davis up under center, follows the center of the line. Does he get in?
Yep.
Touchdown for East Knox. So a 1-yard keeper by Brayson Davis, and the Bulldogs avoid the shutout.
And you want to get that goose egg off the board. The goose egg is off. 1 against 1. Number 1 offense against Centerburg's number 1 defense, and you put points on the board. It's got to be a shot in the arm for your team.
Brayson Davis with his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. Extra point is good, 28-7. We'll be back after this. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Mazza's restaurant in Mount Vernon offers Italian classics perfected for generations, featuring house specialties enjoyed since the family opened its doors in 1939, along with all new flavors and convenient features, like our Neapolitan-style pizzas and easy online ordering for both pickup and delivery. Visit Mazzas.com for weekly specials and make Mazza's your choice for a dining experience over 70 years in the making.
East Knox with a 28-7 lead, or actually trailing 28-7. Centerburg will get the ball here with 11:27 to go in the ball game. And if you're East Knox, do you kick it deep or do you try for the onside kick?
Yeah, I believe you kick it deep. You don't want to give Centerburg the ball anywhere near the goal line. If you can get a few more yards out of it, try to let Centerburg earn it, work down the field. Your defense been playing great except for that last series there.
Kalen Master back deep for the Trojans.
Centerburg got 10 men up on the line looking for the onside.
Jensen's kick is a squib kick. Fielded at the 12. And a lot of oohs as Lemaster brought down at the 25. So that's where Centerburg will start 1st and 10 with a 3-touchdown lead now.
And this is where Coach, as an offensive coordinator, you get a little antsy. Interception, fumble, East Knox gets the ball back. So you want to stay positive. You want to keep the big boys out there. You want to move the ball.
Well, that formula tonight has been successful. Kalen Lemaster has had an outstanding game, by far his best game of the season. And that guy's not bad either. Johnson across the 30 to the 32. Steinmetz in on the stop. It's a pretty nice 1-2 punch out of the backfield when your quarterback can do the things that Tyler Johnson does. And then Kalen Lemaster, a very nice compliment. If they can work on that formula all season long, one, it takes a lot of pressure off of Tyler Johnson.
It's like a shotgun, double-barrel shotgun.
And it gives the defense something to think about. And Lemaster pushes the pile to the 39, still short of the first down by a yard.
And this is where offensive coordinators start to get a little itchy. You're up 3 scores, but East Knox is 1 score away from getting back in this ball game. You don't want to turn the ball over. You don't want to punt. It's 3rd and 1. Who gets the ball?
3rd and less than a yard. And you've been pointing at the offensive line all night long. And Johnson is going to bounce outside, and he has the first down to the 38-yard line. He saw the surge of the offensive line, decided to bounce out, and was virtually untouched for the first yard and a half.
And if you notice, did you see the offensive line looking at each other? If you watch the replay of that, if we do bring it up, those linemen talk every play. They say, you got him, I got him, we're doing this, we're doing that.
Fresh set of downs for the Trojans. And again, it's Lemaster. Again, a hole up the middle, and he's brought down in Bulldog territory at the 46-yard line. Carson Steinmetz saves the touchdown, or that's another big carry for Lemaster.
191 yards on 19 carries. Not a bad afternoon.
All the focus and all the discussion was on Tyler Johnson, and deservedly so. They fake it to Lemaster. They use Lemaster as a decoy.
East Knox defense didn't fall for it, made the big play.
Now, coming into tonight's game, after 3 games, Kalen Lemaster had 246 rushing yards. He could get that tonight.
191 and going. Again, take a look at that Trojan offensive line. They're talking, they communicate, they point.
Johnson behind another hole down to the 36, and they're just bulldozing their way down the field. Will Jensen makes the tackle. That offensive line, Cam Alloway, Charlie Sargent, John Geiger, Aiden Anderson, and Tanner Hott, just doing an outstanding job no matter who runs the football. And they're even giving Tyler Johnson plenty of time when he drops back to throw.
And I like how the offensive line comes off the ball. They're low, they're in sync with each other. They move the pile.
And they're doing what you would expect a team like this to do after the East Knox score. Ball control, marching right down the field, continuing to do what they've done well all night. And they're eating time off the clock. It's now 7:52 to go.
This is where championship football teams are built, running the football.
LeMaster again off the left side. Luke Hornsby, who's walked off the field earlier, is now back out. Runs off the field for this play, though.
LeMaster on the carry, tackle by Hornsby.
Nice job by the East Knox defense, stepping up when they have to.
Third down and 7. Johnson with all kinds of time. Unloads. Left side. It's caught. And it's first and goal as the helmet pops off of Jesse Rings. What a catch, and he holds on after the hit. It's first and goal for the Trojans. This is big boy football right here. He knew he was going to get hit. He held on. His helmet popped off. First and goal from the 3.
And boy, did they need that pass completion.
Empty backfield. And Johnson off the right side gets into the end zone for a touchdown. So Tyler Johnson with his first rushing touchdown of the night. And they answer the East Knox score with a touchdown of their own. Extra point is up, and it is good. 6:40 to go. Centerburg answers the East Knox touchdown. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report as we watch the replay of the Johnson touchdown.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together, or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Centerburg 35, East Knox 7, 6:40 to go. And a nice return up the near sideline by Will Jensen, and East Knox will start across the 40. The poise that Centerburg has. This is a veteran team, and they're playing with the confidence. You talked about it. This is how championship teams are built. They can run the football with anyone. There's a player down on the near side of the field. It looks like Dominic Vargo, who handles the kicking chores.
If you're going to make a run at the conference championship or into the playoffs, there's several things you have to have. One, you got to have a defense. I don't care where you go. If you don't have a defense, you're not going to be a champion. And the second thing is you got to be able to run the football. So if you can run the football and your defense can play tough defense, you're going to be a championship team. Centerburg Trojans, that's what they have.
Dominic Vargo up and walking off the field. That is a good sign.
And did you notice how quick the coaches were there, how quick the trainer was there? One of the big things, the big push is safety. Safety in the players.
6:36 to go.
I think this is the best field position East Knox has had all night to start a drive.
1st and 10 at their 43. New quarterback in the game.
Springer on the carry.
And that is, well, that's number 7, who is not on our roster. So we don't know who number 7 is. Second down and 10 with 6 minutes to go. And the Centerburg defense all over that pitch. And a big loss back to the 37-yard line. We've been told the new quarterback is Dustin Springer, a 5'11 senior.
East Knox is now trying to get as many players into a varsity ball game as they can. This is where your second teamers are getting their playing time. This builds your football team for next year. Get these younger players into the game. See what they can do. Give them their opportunity.
Springer tries to run it, and he is swarmed under at the 36-yard line. So different quarterback, same result as Centerburg's defense all over the backfield, and it's going to be 4th down, and the Bulldogs go quietly.
You can change anything you want on offense, but the key to this game has been this Trojan defense. I don't care what you throw at them, they've risen to the occasion.
Rings back to receive the kick. Will Jensen will kick it from the 25. And it's blocked. And Jensen is going to kick it. This could be 6 points for Centerburg. They're down inside the 5, and it's in the end zone. Do they score? Yes, a touchdown off the blocked kick for Centerburg.
20. Number 20 recovers the block punt.
Well, everything is going Centerburg's way tonight.
You try and make changes, get people out of sync, and one missed assignment. Next thing you know, it's a block.
Tommy Haas, the freshman, cannot believe what just happened. He is on the sideline, and he is just stunned. Kick is up, and it is good. 4 minutes to go. It's all Centerburg. We'll be back.
An icon is returning to the heart of Apple Valley. The Pub, Kitchen, and Tap is back, and we do game day differently, offering a brand new patio, all new bar with a wide variety on tap, and plenty of big screen TVs to ensure you never miss the big play. Our menu has a diverse selection of both food and drink, so there will always be plenty for the whole family to enjoy. Whether you want to catch the big game or just enjoy a night out with the family, the Pub, Kitchen, and Tap has something for everyone.
I'm Garrett G-Man Parlett, and check out my new show, The G-Man Project, exclusively on the OH Report.
Block kick, and Centerburg gets a point on special teams. Actually, they get 6 of them.
Special
as the
teams.
freshman recovers the fumble, and it's now 42-7.
Special teams.
And we now have a running clock. Jensen from the end line. It's a 19-yard return. That could have been disastrous for East Knox.
Sometimes when you bobble the ball, the timing of the defense coming down is disrupted, and it could be a big play. But I'll tell you this, Centerburg's defense is so well trained, they're not going to overrun it. They've seen it. They've been here before, and they made the play.
Dustin Springer still in as quarterback.
A lot of new numbers out there for both teams right now.
Springer, a senior, actually getting some playing time. And he pushes forward across the 20-yard line, a pickup of a couple. So East Knox is going to drop to 1-3, and Centerburg will improve to 3-1. Next week, the Bulldogs will go to Cardington. And Centerburg travels to Loudonville to take on the Redbirds.
Welcome to midseason football already.
Next week will be week number 5. Springer with another run, and again, nowhere to go. There's an expectation when you have these two programs and the success that they have, even in situations like this, when you get other guys into the game, they're expected to play at that same level that your starters do.
And you want to give them the experience of being under the lights on a Friday night at a venue like Centerburg. It's just an outstanding facility for football.
Military Appreciation Night here in Centerburg. The fans are into it. The players are into it. And the Trojans making a statement here in Week 4. They are a contender in the KMAC. Ball tipped and incomplete.
And you know the feeling. All week you practice. You're a second teamer. And right now, this is your time to shine. You're getting playing time. You're going to get a quarter marked off because you need so many quarters to earn that varsity letter. And right now, these players are going out there. No matter what the score is, all you're worried about is the play in front of you. Enjoy the game. Penalty on the play, holding.
That'll be positive yardage for the Bulldogs. First and 10. Springer up to about the 40 for a gain of about 7. I tell you what, I really like the makeup of this Centerburg team, and we have not seen any of the other teams in the KMAC just yet. We saw that Northmore and Cardington were tied at the half. They're going to get a good look at Loudonville next week, but I really like the way this Centerburg team looks, and I like the way they're built.
We've seen some good teams. We saw Crestview. We saw Clear Fork playing. We've seen some really good football teams. Centerburg ranks right up there with them. They got all the ingredients to make a run.
Well, and you talked about the line play on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Because we can talk a lot about East Knox not being able to do anything offensively. It's because of Tanner Hott in that defensive front and the tone that they set defensively.
You take a look at this Centerburg, the big guys. They call them, the hogs, the guys on the line. To me, that's the backbone of this team. Those 5 gentlemen on that offensive line, when you have two backs and both of them are close to 200 yards each, they are doing something that's unbelievable. And when you look at East Knox, and they've only been across the 50-yard line once, congratulations to that defense.
Centerburg with a 42-7 win. We'll be back to wrap it up after this. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report. I'm Brian Harter with the OH Report. We have our pregame show coming up next.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Mazza's restaurant in Mount Vernon offers Italian classics perfected for generations, featuring house specialties enjoyed since the family opened its doors in 1939, along with all new flavors and convenient features, like our Neapolitan-style pizzas and easy online ordering for both pickup and delivery. Visit Mazzas.com for weekly specials and make Mazza's your choice for a dining experience over 70 years in the making.
Park National Bank treats your dreams like they're our own. It could be buying your first home together or making a lasting impact in your community, starting a new business on your old stomping grounds, or reimagining your current one to keep up with the times. No matter your financial goals, at Park National Bank, what means a lot to you means a lot to us.
I know that I'm not Park's biggest customer, but I'm treated just like I'm Park's biggest customer.
An icon is returning to the heart of Apple Valley. The Pub, Kitchen, and Tap is back, and we do game day differently, offering a brand new patio, all new bar with a wide variety on tap, and plenty of big screen TVs to ensure you never miss the big play. Our menu has a diverse selection of both food and drink, so there will always be plenty for the whole family to enjoy. Whether you want to catch the big game or just enjoy a night out with the family, the Pub, Kitchen, and Tap has something for everyone.
Tonight's Tyler Griffith Remax Peak Player of the Game is junior running back Kalen Lemaster, 21 carries, 198 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Now, I'm going to read your stat line coming into tonight's game. 32 carries for 246 yards and no touchdowns. Tonight, 21 carries, 198 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Did you eat your Wheaties this morning? What made tonight so special for you?
I drank a lot of water.
Drank a lot of water?
Yep. I usually cramp, and I didn't cramp, so that helped.
A lot of the focus, too, on Tyler Johnson, and deservedly so, but it seemed like the defense really kind of focused on him early, and that opened some things up for you, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Tyler is a dog. I mean, he's massive, he's fast, he's strong, he's the entire thing. He can pass, he can run. It's kind of hard to stop him, and when you got that in the backfield, plus me, plus our O-line, I mean, our O-line, we were preparing for that 3-3 all week. Coach got on them, too. definitely got on them, and I just think everything came together today, and the things happened.
Coach Weirich was mentioning the offensive line all night long, and it just seemed like they were able to open up holes for you guys. Just talk about, you guys really seem to be a complete offense. Tyler can throw the ball obviously very well, but with you guys as a 1-2 punch, you're dangerous running the ball in the backfield.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, Tyler, he's a 4-year starter. I don't even know if I can't imagine playing against him.
Now, is it true that he even volunteered to play defensive line once?
I mean, yeah, definitely. I know he definitely did in middle school.
Talk about what you think this team can accomplish this year. Obviously, East Knox last year had a very good year. You guys didn't have the year that you probably wanted to have. Talk about what you guys can do in 2022.
I mean, it's definitely a maturity thing. We got to have the mindset that what we are right now isn't what we are for the rest of the season. It's an everyday process. We got to get better and better and better. We're working every single day, trying to figure out what we can do better. We don't focus on what we are doing good. We're focused on what we can do better and what we're doing bad right now. So it's just the mindset, the culture that we built the last few years. It's really different changing.
Well, and it also has to be very special tonight, Military Appreciation Night, that you guys were able to go out and do this in front of the home crowd.
Oh, definitely. I mean, 2 home wins opening up the season. Couldn't ask for anything more.
Well, congratulations to Kalen Lemaster, our Tyler Griffith Remax Peak Player of the Game. We'll be back to wrap things up after this. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report. Welcome to the Webb's Marathon and Automotive Postgame Show. I am Brian Harter along with Bruce Weirich, and if you heard our interview with Kalen Lemaster, I'm going to start drinking more water.
A little bit of fire water, I think, because that guy was on fire tonight. And, you talked about it. His offensive line's maturing. They're getting better. There were seams in there that I think you and I could have ran through tonight. And when you have 2 backs, a quarterback and a tailback, that are close to 200 yards each, you got to take your hats off to that offensive line.
And they're going to get a nice road test next week at Loudonville, a place that, regardless of how good they may or may, that's not an easy place to play.
No, when I was coaching, it was Coach Warble down there, and you hated to go down there. He would add points up on a calculator coming after you. And they have a tradition down there in Loudonville. And Centerburg, we've seen some good teams so far. They rank right up there with some of the best we've seen.
Well, we look at the offensive output and the defensive output. 350 rushing yards, 441 yards of total offense. And I tell you what, nothing was easy tonight. And we've got a line missing here for East Knox. But 42-7, obviously the final score. They did whatever they wanted to do. They obviously threw the ball a little bit more in the first half, but when you're running the ball the way that they are, you don't have to go back and throw the football. No.
And I have to apologize to Centerburg. I called them South Central a couple times, but they're going to make their mark. They are a very well-coached team. East Knox, on the other hand, they're young. Injuries are bitten into them right now. They're struggling a little bit. They have to find a new identity tonight when their star back was out. And they crossed the 50-yard line once, but that was a heck of a drive they had.
It was, and if you're Andy Beatty and the Bulldogs, you have to think, okay, we took one on the chin tonight because we had to sit Cole because of the injury. Yep. But they're probably hoping that we get him healthy. It's an ankle. And ankles can be funny. You have to give it time to heal.
I got to take my hat off to the coaching staff. Instead of putting the player in and have him re-injure it, he's going to give him another 7 days to rehab it, get it healthy again. And we saw him before the game, and I even said something to you, Brian. He does not look healthy walking down there.
Well, I'll tell you what, this Centerburg team, and again, we have not seen a lot of the KMAC this year, but Centerburg, to me, from what we have seen so far, they look like they are definitely a contender for that KMAC championship.
If I was an opposing coach, I would not overlook Centerburg. I would not overlook them. They can hurt you in so many ways. Their passing game was a little bit down tonight, but I'm pretty sure this coaching staff's going to go back, look at some video, find out how to improve that passing game and make it work.
With the win, Centerburg is now 3-1, and East Knox drops to 1-3. The final score tonight, Centerburg 42 and East Knox 7. Our thanks to tonight's broadcast team. Our producer was Adam Thompson, and the fine camera work courtesy of Mason Neese. Most of all, our thanks to you for joining us. Once again, the final score, Centerburg 42 and East Knox 7. You've been watching high school football live and free on the OH Report, powered by BS Media Productions, the future of local sports. For Bruce Weirich, I'm Brian Harter. So long from Centerburg.